Welcome again to the journey of the real self. I changed the name a bit so that we understand clearly the lessons that we are doing. And the most important part is what we say, satsang. And that satsang includes almost everything, all the steps. So, what exactly the satsang means? It simply means the company of the real. Satsang means company of the real, but it is so simple a meaning and it has a deeper sense. But before, so in satsang, we settle the mind with the real. That is our first step. And what is that first step? That is what we say is the Mangalacharan. So let us start with the Mangalacharan. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Rise. I need not to say that close your eyes, place, position, and posture, and sensation, comfort, and steadiness. I need not to say observer and observe. Now you all are seekers, higher seekers, so you should understand. So it is understood. When I say close your eyes and let us start, Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. May Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness for all. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. So, the very introductory remark I made is the satsang, the company of the real. That means it happens by dialogue, or dialogue means the teacher communicating what is real in it. So, in every step we have a satsang. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. So it's a comprehensive well-being or happiness for everyone, not just for me. Your blessing includes them, everyone. That is the morning reset of the mind. Whether you say it's a reset of the mind or you simply say, yes, I'm moving to the real. It has to be done as a religiously. We use the phrase. It has to be done religiously, means with sincerity. Until one day you wake up in the morning and your mind says, oh, you did not do this. So your mind is attracted to the Mangalacharan. If your mind is in iron fillings, and this Mangalacharan is a magnet. Until then, we have to continue the journey. Need no question is asked. So that is when normally we begin, the masters do not explain, no, don't ask me any question, just do the practice. So they don't mean they not to explain it, but they mean that you commit. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. So what exactly we are doing, if we understand, it is the impulsive mind to the universal stillness. It is movement from the universal mind, impulsive mind to the universal stillness. So you see that we all have that impulsive habitual nature, and we want to align with the universal stillness. If we do not do that, the journey to the real self cannot happen. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Purnam Bhavatu. We have a contagious disease, and the name of that contagious disease is not enough. It comes from the impulsive mind. Not enough. Okay, I got married, but he is okay, she is okay, but. So there is always a but and if in throughout our life. It indicates a sense of incompleteness is present in the mind, not in you. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, and then Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. So that Mangalam means what? So satsang means that it opens up the principle in variety of ways. You pick up one and you stick to one, others will follow. So let me explain that auspiciousness. No, it's a you movement from the pleasure chasing to a peace discovering. You're not chasing the peace, you're discovering the peace within. Here, not chase. We all chase pleasure. We always want to run away from the pain. Now you see the first step is this, open your eyes. In the second step, we discuss about, we assess our daily life. That is also very important. Assessing the daily life. Did I live in peace and calmness throughout the day or not? Did I live? Now you can take every statement. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. So may there be happiness. Or did I live in happiness throughout the day? Happiness does not mean that you become crazy, go out of the street and you start laughing. Happiness, the state of the mind, state of the consciousness that you have with you. You have with you. You don't chase it. So that is what assessing your daily life. Did you remember to start your day with the Mangalacharan? For example, today. I'm not. We all are good people, seekers. So I should not ask the questions like kindergarten. So then you have to, since the last session, you have a trigger, and did you remember the principle? Did you apply it or not? That becomes the third step. Third step means that you remember the tools of the Eastern wisdom, whether it's a Mangalacharan, whether it's a breath awareness, whether it is a statement coming from it, whether it is listening, learning, contemplation, reflection. So all these steps you remember. What is that means? That you hold and you apply the Eastern wisdom tools anytime and anywhere. It is like a medical, you keep the, like all the doctors keep the medical kit always. That is one representation that they are the doctors. So do you keep that kit? Means you keep the Eastern wisdom kit. And I'm trying to express in a way so that you can easily pick up and it hits your impulsive mind to change it. So these are the 3 steps. But before we go further, let us share your experiences. Let us start with the Christina Rago.
Thank you. I think I've been kind of waves of coming back to peace, doing the daily practices every morning and throughout the day. And then I notice I lose it at certain points and I get caught up in the delusion of busyness or problems.
Yes, you don't keep the kit. Eastern wisdom kit with you, you forget it. And you have to keep in your mind, like doctors keep the medical kit outside, stethoscope and blood pressure and measurement instrument and temperature, but I have to keep in my head. And you are right, because of the impulsive mind, a sense of forgetfulness comes, but by regular practice, it will return. Beautiful. How are you, Stephen?
Good, sir. Thank you. Yeah, every day starts with the Mangalam, and I've used, just focusing on it. I use it to set the tone of my day, and in various moments that may feel a little off is when I go to it. But I actually had an experience yesterday of preempting a situation, and I realized it. I take a walk multiple times a week, and it's a rather long walk. And the last part of it, when I'm heading back home, I have to walk through a very busy parking lot, and you have to take your life in your own hands when you go into that parking lot. So for the first time yesterday, as I was coming up, you got to go through this wash. I was coming up through the wash. I started reciting the Mangalam Charan out of nowhere, and I don't know, within 3 minutes, I was almost run over by a woman pulling out of a parking spot, and everybody around was beeping horns and whatever it is, and she stopped, stared at me, I smiled, and just continued walking. So it really did set the tone of just an anticipation, and just went home and finished up. So it works. So thank you.
Beautiful, beautifully said. It is not that you have done the Mangalacharan in the morning. Now that is a kit. Kristen Argo, that is a kit you remember. So you get a patient and who becomes crazy, and internally you are reciting the mantra Mangalacharan. Oh, you are reciting it. That is what the Stephen is saying. So it does not mean that you only have to repeat it in the morning and then you forget it. Then it becomes a ritual. When you keep it as a kit with you, that is the third step, I told you. So I'm just explaining you differently that from today we will follow a systematic, stepwise process of this session, so that you remember it, so that you can hold on to it, so that you can apply it whenever it is required, and you will find the change. Beautiful. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you. Yeah. Kind of like Stephen, I start my day with Mangalacharan. If I get up in the middle of the night, I recite it again throughout the day. And I just busy week as we all have, and I just find myself just taking time out at certain parts of the day, whether no matter what's going on, and I just step back and I do the Mangalacharan. And it's kind of like a little bit of a reset and a pause. And I like your metaphor about the magnet and the filings. That really resonated with me. So yeah, it's been good. Thank you.
Beautiful. I'm so appreciative of you all that you have started the journey to the real self. It has to start with the Mangala. Why? Company of the real. Because I want to put myself into the real. So you are busy. You had a busy day. You wake up in the morning and you do it. During the day you remember and you do it. Because it is my real self. It is my nature. It is always with me. Beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good. Thank you. Likewise, I do the Mangalacharan and the pranayama and the mantras and whatever it is that I find is appropriate at that time. And I'll also study myself. Anytime that I find that I wish things were a bit different, I just ask myself, what is that? What am I trying to control something, avoid something, attach to something? how can I work through this?
Yes, that is, so you add the first step is the Mangalacharan, you settle the mind in the real self, and you assess your daily life, what needs to be done, what needs to be incorporated. Oh, yesterday I reacted, so you contemplate and reflect until the impression of the reaction dissolves completely and you return to the peace. That much exercise has to be done intellectually. It means that you are applying the third step. You are holding and applying the Eastern wisdom toolkit, like a medical kit. Just remember, like a medical kit. How are you, Dennis?
Fine, thank you. And in general, the last 2 days been quiet. Although I remember 2 instances when the mind tried to react, but I noticed and stopped that immediately. And then in the morning meditation today, I noticed that the mind was wandering more than usual in the beginning. So I was just being patient, repeating Mangalacharan, observing the breath until the mind agreed to withdraw inside.
Beautiful. Like filings to the magnet. That has to be, we have to reach to that step. Are you attracted to reaction? Are you attracted to anger or anxiety? Or are you attracted to peace and happiness? Now you see that change will tell you whether we are progressing or not. As he said, I felt some moment and then I continued doing it. So I'm attracted to this. It needs to be done. It is not that, I have learnt it, everything is very good, peace and happiness. But when the real life situation comes to my life, I get upset. Then what is the purpose of studying this Eastern wisdom? There is no reason. Am I right or I'm right, Barbara?
You are right. I find that I am becoming less frustrated and accepting more things the way they are. And just this last week, I was supposed to get a confirmation letter from somebody, and actually I was supposed to get it 3 weeks ago. And I had called before, and they said it was sent out fine. Finally, I called again yesterday, and I said I didn't receive it. And they said, okay, well, we'll email it to you. I said, fine. They emailed me someone else's information, which is not a good thing. But I remained calm throughout the whole thing, called them back again. Finally, they got it right. But the situation was the way it was going to be. The only thing that was different was my reaction, and I didn't react badly to it.
Beautiful. You see that why we are sharing the experiences. You listen to it patiently, and the same situation comes to you, and you have to apply the same situation. Yesterday, this guy said, why this guy is sending me the email, it makes me frustrated, it makes me anxious. Oh, yes, the email talks to you, isn't it? Then he said, are you crazy? I said, no, I'm more crazy than you think, but can you think of it? Does the email makes you crazy? Really? Email is conscious entity? You see, it's a long journey to go ahead. Since our childhood, we have our impulsive nature. It goes slowly. It takes time. It demands patience. And why Eastern wisdom wants them to go? So that I can reflect the real self. Otherwise, you will forget it. That is where the forgetfulness and ignorance is. How are you, Samir?
Sir, from last 15-20 days, I've been doing, I wake up in the morning and I start talking to myself. For 15-20 minutes, I daily talk to myself. Means in my mind, I talk to myself. I tell myself where is peace, where is happiness, what I have to do in life, what are the Eastern wisdom principles. So in the whole day, it helps me a lot. I am not moving toward jealousy. I'm not comparing
Yes.
myself with anyone. I'm not thinking that he is very happy and I am not happy.
Yeah.
Means all these things, because I am not giving the value to those things which other person has got. Means if he has got something, I don't give value to that thing. Because I know
Beautiful.
where is peace and happiness. Peace and happiness lies
Beautiful.
within me. And everything is within me. So why I have to means means thinking about all these things that
You see,
he,
this is
he has got something, who has got something, he has got.
this
Does
is
anybody have anything?
beautiful. This
So
is
this is making me. I am talking to myself daily, and I
beautiful.
am repeating these principles inside me.
Yes.
Daily I am repeating.
This is
And
another
this
way.
is becoming stronger day by day. Means my inner consciousness is catching these
Yeah.
principles. Now they are becoming more powerful
Yes.
day by day. What I
Yes. David has a filing to the magnet. This is another way to use the Mangalacharan. You see that we don't believe in ritual. We believe in reasoning. You just start thinking, I want peace, yes. Where the peace is within. Now you see, this is one particular thought, and you wake up in the morning, you don't know the Eastern wisdom, you are already attacked by the anxiety, your busy schedule, and you are already disturbed. So it is not a ritual, it has to be applied. And knowledge, I have been saying it again and again. That is what he is doing. Fantastic. Beautiful. How are you, Vaibhav? Oh, then we'll go to Christina. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. The similar like in the morning I do the Mangalacharan, I'll just make myself aware. So and do the satsang. So it's helped me throughout the day that every moment, every incident that is happening to me, I remember that this is one way where my impulses are coming, and this is the way how should I act. So I compare it and then I act accordingly. So it helps me a lot that I'm not acting like out of my impulses.
Beautiful. You see how beautifully you all are sharing your experiences. So when you are into that situation, you have heard others, how they dealt with it, you can also deal with it. So it is opening. It is an eye opener. Now basically eye opener is a phrase, it is a mind opener. Our eyes are not closed. So how are you, Christina?
I'm doing well, thank you. I had a conversation the other day or yesterday with a yoga teacher here, and they were talking about kind of the opposite of what you would think a yoga teacher would talk about. And
Yeah.
they were saying about how you shouldn't let you shouldn't live in la la land, calling peace and happiness la la land, and you should feel your feelings and feel your emotions. And I said, I agree, but don't you have freedom and flow? And he looked at me and he was like, and I was like, so how does that make sense if you are attached to something and if it's negative and it's not making you feel better? Wouldn't you feel freer if you were in flow and let things go? And we had this aha moment, and it was just so funny. I was like,
Good.
what are you talking about? So it was just funny, and I just had that.
Yes, yes. Do you see that, we normally, when the friends meet, when relationship meet together, our gossip lessons are either anxiety, duality, conflict, hatred, jealousy, not enough. These are the topics which we claim that we should think about it, we should feel about it. So it comes from your impulsive mind. You don't have a time for yourself. If you follow those feelings, you don't have a time for yourself. And this is because of our impulsive nature, past impressions. We have done every... Yes, Terry, you want to say something?
Hello.
Hello.
I have been noticing what my mind tends to think about, and then I ask myself, is this really necessary?
Good.
A lot of time I'm thinking about things from
Beautiful.
the past or things that I dreamed. And then I say, wait a minute, do you really want to? I'm not even aware that I'm doing it. So then I become aware and I decide whether it's worth thinking about or whether I should stop.
Yes. That is where the Eastern wisdom comes. You have some crazy thoughts against someone. So I allow the intellect to think, is it really necessary or is it not? So what happens, I talk in other sessions, whether you make a comfortable choice or whether you make a discerning choice in your life. Do you understand? Comfortable choice. Let me criticize everyone, let me react to everyone. This is comfortable choice. Comes from the impulsive mind, habitual. And then there is a better choice, discerning choice. Do I really need it? No, I don't need it. Why should I talk? Oh, let me be in peace and let me help others also be in peace. So what we have been talking, the first step, settle the mind in the real self. Second step is assess your daily life with reference to, I have already introduced this in the Danish session in a different way, so I'm doing it in a different way here, so based on the group. So first settle the mind in the Mangalacharan, whether you say it's a magnet or filing. Assess your daily life. That is very important. Unexamined life, unexamined living will definitely put you into ignorance and leads you to suffering. Unexamined life. Third, now how you assess daily? By holding and applying the Eastern wisdom toolkit. You have lot of toolkit, as Jerry was saying. I do Mangalacharan, I do the breathing, I do, yes. As others, I always ask myself that peace is within me. Yes, these are the different tools we have to apply. But you have to make a right choice. You just think of yourself, reflect. This process of thinking is right or the way you have been thinking is right. You will get an answer. So the first three steps, what are the first three steps? You settle the mind in the real self without failing. You assess your daily life in the evening before going to sleep. Third is the H, or you can just say S is the settle the mind in the real self. A is assess your daily life. H is you hold and apply the Eastern wisdom toolkit like a medical kit, and I'm just giving. And then comes the A, S-A-H-A. And A, absorb through the satsang. You have to understand the essence of the satsang. What is the satsang? Literal meaning is company of the real. I told you you are not listening to me. Am I in the company of the real? No. So I have to check myself again and again. So I have to absorb the mind through the satsang. Satsang means, outer satsang means the teacher is coaching you, teacher is presenting some principle. Inner satsang is that you are contemplating and reflecting of any situation, of your busyness, of your anxiety, of your peace, inner satsang. So you have to absorb the mind through the satsang, outside also, inside also, S-A-H-A. And then comes the another letter is S, that is samvad. We say the reflective dialogue. So I will pick up, normally I pick up one topic. I'll just telling you that why I pick up a topic. I need not to polish your dusty mirror of the mind. I have to remove the dust. That is why we talk of a particular topic, lesson. So S-A-H-A, again S comes. Then I'll tell you what this acronym means. So samvad, that is the fifth step. Then comes the R. R is important. R word is very important. When you contemplate and reflect daily, when you are doing the Mangalacharan practice daily, when you are assessing your life daily, when you are applying the Eastern Wisdom Toolkit daily, then your mind will settle with the memory of these principles in your mind. It means, means, do you really recall, remember, repeat? Or can I use another word? Another word to explain you. Yes, instant folder. Instant folder is always with you. You can just open it. Oh, yes. Oh, I have been so busy and crazy. Oh, your mind made the statement. Instant folder is peace and happiness. Now recall and remember. And you calm down. That will ultimately lead you to the state of mindfulness. You know, when we talk of living from moment to moment, we are moving there. In the seventh step, abide in the practice. A, again A. And E is the experience, tasting, direct experience every time. That is what we share after the practice. So the entire acronym becomes Sahasra. Sahasra means 1,000. Have you heard the word Sahasra? Sahasra Chakra, 1,000 petal lotus. So these 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 letter opens up this 1,000 petal lotus. So remember this. I will repeat it again from today in every lesson so that you will understand. So that we have done the first step, settle the mind. We have done daily life assessment. Now the third, we have, we remember, like a medical kit. Do I have that Eastern Wisdom kit? Is the Mangalacharan, is the breath awareness, is the satsang, is the principle, is the listening and learning, is contemplation and reflection, is the practice and experience. Okay, I have all of them. And now, you have already done fourfold practices that makes you a seeker. The power of discernment, power of dispassion, the 6 treasures, and the burning desire for the freedom. So now you have all these in your toolkit. You simply remember so that you can use it. The 5th is the reflective. The 4th is the satsang. Literal meaning, what is the literal meaning? The literal meaning is satsang. Satsang, it means, company of the real, association of the real, attachment with the real. You can say attachment with the real. Now we have already understood what is real. Real is permanent, all-pervading, eternal, formless consciousness. So now question is, am I running the same stress in my mind, or is my mind moving towards the real? So in this section, When I said, absorbed through the satsang, I just give a tweak on what exactly is the meaning of the satsang. You will be able to understand it clearly, so that you have to pay more attention, you have to repeat. Now, my belief is all this. What is my belief? That you are crazy. So, why you are not crazy? Because your belief is that I am crazy? We go by that belief. My belief is my life. And if my belief is my life, I have to suffer. There is no one in the world who doesn't suffer with keeping that my belief. Why? What is that? I quietly take it for granted. My belief is my life. My style is my nature. We don't examine it. If you don't examine it, you have a problem. Why? Because you stick to the belief, and the anxiety, blame, complaint, conflict enters from the back door. Why? Because it is made up of the belief code. It is not made up from the real self. The code of the real self, that everyone is in peace and happiness, everyone is in love. Now you see, either the belief code or the existence code, or you can simply say the belief code or the real self code. What is happening? It is opening up my ignorance and delusion. Satsang means company of the real, I told you. Company of real, I have already explained you. Now I ask myself, what is truly me, and what is superficially me? You will find all your belief is a code of superficial me. Anything. I believe one God, I don't believe other. Believe. You see, we use the word belief. The belief code or the real self code. What is truly me? What is truly me? And then gradually you come to a point, oh, is this belief is a kind of programming since my childhood, because of my culture, religion, relations, challenges, problems? Is it my programming? Can I change the programming? Yes. So that I can land up to what is truly me. And what I am truly is peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. We land up there even if you don't think that. What is preventing me? Now, again, in this section, I will just pick up the one word, satsang, and then I will explain it. Satsang. Another way to understand the satsang. Satsang, I told you, company, association with the real. So how to understand? Simple way. I have to find out. Whatever I am doing, whatever I am thinking and speaking, does it have a superimposition? Or it is without superimposition? Does it wearing the mask, or it is without the mask? How do you understand? You have a sense of anxiety, fear, duality, and a conflict when it is superficially imposed. You don't have any fear, you're just open, you're just casual, you are relaxed and you are calm. There is no superimposition. That's another way to find what is real. Now let me associate with the real. So you examine your superimposition is also a movement towards the real. Superimposition. Superimposition is pasting I onto the body. I am handsome. Do you see that? I am handsome. Practically I am, because no one has a beard like me. I have it, it's just joking. So you see that? So you see that? I-ness on the body, pasting of I-ness onto the rule, onto the belief, onto the habit, then suffering from the sticker. You have added a sticker and then you are suffering. Because you go with that superimposition and you declare that this is me. And other people say, oh, look at this crazy guy. They don't pay attention to you. So then that superimposition causes the problem. What is satsang? By understanding, it removes that. It removes that. Superimposition is like the water is superimposed in a desert, in a mirage. So you approach near. Approach near means you contemplate and reflect and remove the water. How you remove the water? Water does not exist. It's simply an ignorance. It is just a mirage. So the same way you remove all those stickers on you. But for transactional purpose, we have to use this. So we just play our role and finished. So now what exactly is the satsang? Believe me or believe the real self. In both the cases you believe. You believe me. Look at this. Listen to me. Agree to me. Christina, agree to me. Agree to me. So internally I force, but externally I'm very soft. Why don't you agree? No, that believe me is a problem. Either believe me or believe the real self. So when you say believe the real self, you become more objective. Believe me versus believe the real self. So as long as you continue with the believe the real self, you are leaning more towards being an observer, being a witness, and you are almost living in the state of mindfulness. I think that is enough. Catch. I am upset. Which belief just got hit? Catch. Check. Is this belief a fact, fear, or a habit? First, catch. Second is check. Third is consult. Consult? Eastern Wisdom Toolkit. You already have it. Remember. So once you have reflected, then choose. Make a right choice. Move from the comfortable choice to a better choice. What happens? I can bet you within no time your anxiety evaporates. Within no time your tension dissolves. Within no time your reaction changes to response. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Close your eyes. And the stage number 1. Place, position, posture. Second step, you all are wise. You remember, you can enter into sensation, comfort, and steadiness. I always explain the second step as looking at the body, means changing the direction of the mind from the world outside to inside. Third step is being carefree. Carefree. You instantly start noticing, you instantly become an observer. Observer of anything and everything. Not only observer of anxiety, observer of the place, position, and posture, observer of the sensation, comfort, and steadiness, observation of the calmness in you, etc., 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 etc. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. You already know. It follows this mantra. I skipped that recognition of the six treasures. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. You're not repeating, but you are realizing, yes, I get an essence of it. It is not intellectual that I am repeating today and I will be in happiness next year. That is your wrong belief. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. May there be what? Peace for all. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. May there be completeness for all. If your mind is jumping for any desire or any work to be done or any past impression, it is because of I am not enough. It is because of my belief that I am not enough. That is why just after meditation I will rush to this place, I will do this, and I will do this. And every day I have been doing it for the last so many years and nothing happened. Can you get rid of those thoughts while saying, let there be a completeness in me? Actually, practically. If we are not doing it now, then what happens? Then there is no change in our life. How come? Even the non-seeker thinks the same way. Let me complete, let me earn $10 million, then I will sit into meditation. Let me get married, then I will be happy. You see? I just gave you a few examples. If you have those thoughts, you have to drop it. Consciously, recognizing it. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. May there be auspiciousness for all. Sarvesham. So we have done. Let us continue with the stage 1 and just invite the observer what you are noticing about the world outside. World outside of people, relations, event, incident. And though the world outside is your neighbor, you are not the world outside. It is your neighbor. Neighbor means it is separate and different from me. You know why I use the word neighbor? It is a separate and different from me. Even a neighbor spends a midnight with you and then he says, no, I'm just leaving, I'm going to my home. He remembers his home and you remember your home. You remember your home, real home. Second neighbor is the body. I have to delete this superimposition. I am the body. That is what the second neighbor, physical body. Third neighbor is I am the energy body. The moment I have a thought and a feeling and a demand for hunger and thirst of anything, it is because of the energy body. So I am the energy body? No, I am not the energy body. Fourth neighbor is the mind. Attachment and detachment. How deeply I am attached to people, things and relations. That is another layer of superimposition. That is how you say, I love my honey, I love my parents, I love my father. But basically, it is an attachment. So we continue to say, I love you. So that attachment is replaced to pure affection with internal wisdom. And the fifth neighbor is the I am, ego. I am this. All the rules, stickers used by the fifth neighbor, that ego with the intellect. And the sixth neighbor is the pure causal. What is causal body? Don't say that when I use the word body, it means it has to be physical, it has the name and the form. No. It is made up of all the past impressions, forgetfulness, ignorance. It is the body of ignorance. And behind that, there is a real self. Am I able to notice each and every one? Yes. Am I able to notice all the 6 neighbors? Notice. I'm simply saying notice. From notice, we will become a true observer. Then we enter into the witness consciousness. That is what our great masters who declare that it is an effortless practice, meditation or mindfulness is an effortless practice. We realize it, we experience it. So in the second step, I'm skipping all the breathing steps today. And in the second stage, you start looking at the breath, you notice the breath. Now you see that we gave a proper direction to the intellect, and from the intellect to the mind, that you should have a 3-pointed attention on the breath. Just, so that your mind remains engaged with it. Intellect does not need it, but the mind needs it. So the intellect creates steps and principle. What are the 3 points of attention? First point, you are noticing the breath is going in and out. You are noticing there is a flow of the breath. There is a movement of the breath. Second, you feel the sensation of the breath when it goes in and comes out. And you do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. You do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath means what? You are vigilant. We use the word vigilant and attention. You are vigilant that you are not changing the rate and the rhythm of the breath means your mind is not dictating over the intellect. The superimposition should not work here. If the superimposition is there, and what happens? First, the mind creates a superimposition in meditation, and that superimposition becomes a hallucination, and then you have a hallucinative experiences. You stick to them, and you say, I am successful in meditation, and still I have a stress. So flow of the breath we have done, and now on that flow of the breath, you drop Om Shanti, the 4th point of attention. Every time the breath goes in, you drop Om Shanti. Every time the breath comes out, you drop Om Shanti. You simply drop Om Shanti. I have spoken enough. I am keeping quiet. And now you drop Om Shanti on the 16 segments of the fingers. You already know it. Initially, when we started with a physical touch, where we engage the mind with 3 sense organs, and gradually we lifted. We asked the senses are living inside the mind, and then that sensation of touch, feels the touch without touching it, perceives the segment without actually seeing through your eyes. Do you see? Is it a function of the mind or not? So you are engaging the mind from all the directions? The answer is yes. You can also use this as a tool. You are communicating with someone and you get agitated inside, and just you start with Om Shanti and seeing the segments of fingers, and nobody notices. It appears as if you are still listening to the guy, but you have changed the direction. That reaction, that impulsivity, that duality dissolves. You have to be proactive. Now is the time. I believe no one has forgotten that you are dropping Om Shanti on the 16 segments of the fingers, and if you have forgotten, you heard me, return again. Don't have any guilt or reaction or getting upset. No! There is no room for it in the journey of the Eastern wisdom. Now move the mind inside the heart. Visualize the triangle of any color, equilateral triangle pointing upward. And then move the mind on each side of a triangle, dropping Om Shanti clockwise, anti-clockwise, clockwise. And you continue to do it. You find this thing, continue clockwise, anti-clockwise. It becomes a play and a fun for you. The mind becomes lighter and the lighter. Is that a moment of self-absorption? Answer is yes. Now push the mind deep inside the cave of your heart, singing mentally, loudly, Om. And when the mind seems to stop, you drop Shanti. What after that? Do nothing. After that, you have to do nothing. You have to be in a state of doing nothing. Doing nothing means happening, and happening means there are trillions of things happening without I-ness or with I-ness, where the I-ness has no role. One master says this I am and I-ness is the biggest obstacle. So that is why we go for self-absorption. Beautiful, the way you have been absorbed into this meditation. You have to get absorbed every day, like this. You can also do it mentally if you don't want to do it loudly. Sometimes, we feel a little shy of doing these practices at home because my partner, my people, relations, we feel shy of it. But we feel no shy in reacting in anger. What a great belief system we have. Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. Again, Om. Wait, pause, take another breath if you are doing it loudly. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Third line. Again you inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now pay attention how I ask you to return. Bring your mind on the right hand. Means you feel, you become aware. What you become aware? Have you ever thought of it? That it is observed. Now you're playing with your experiences. And observed is not you. Be aware of the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Yes, ask the intellect. What happened? How I am doing? How I have done? And bring the hands down. How are you, Barbara?
I'm very good, thank you. I mean, I feel completely at peace and totally calm. It's wonderful.
Beautiful. How are you, Stephen?
Thank you, sir. Feeling exactly the same. Very, very seamless meditation. It was deep, and and I am calm and in peace. Thank you.
Beautiful. How are you, Samir?
All the sense organs went inside, sir.
Good.
Nothing is outside now.
Very good. Yes. We have to recognize that real self is independent of anything outside. It is even independent of five senses. Five senses helps me to recognize at least this is my body. What about the blind people? Don't they recognize that they exist? They are independent. Independent of the senses. Independent of the motor organs. You know? Those people who do not have legs, don't they recognize that they exist? They don't use I am. Their I am is independent. Okay? We are going there to reach to that state. Oh, it is independent. Yes, Dennis.
Peaceful, quiet, absorbed.
Beautiful.
Thoughtless. Thank you.
Beautiful. How are you, Christina? Christina Raghu. Okay. Let us start with Christina Raghu.
Thank you. Just felt at peace in the observer role, observing everything, stepping back.
You see, as an we are consciousness. Consciousness is always observer. Mouse, nothing, body, even the senses are matter. They cannot be observed. The moment you are an observer, which is known as the witness consciousness, you cannot have anxiety, duality, and a conflict. Still, you can have it. That we will talk later. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you. Just a great journey of discovering peace. Just one little observation during the triangle in the heart. I just had strong images of your master. So thank
Beautiful, beautiful. Normally it happens. I used to have vision of my masters and masters. So that is how the people have written about this traditional wisdom. Yes, it happens. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good. Thank you. Completely absorbed, peaceful, seamless. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. How are you, Christina? Another young Christina, yes.
I am in peace and I just was completely absorbed. Thank you.
Beautiful. Very good. How are you, Terry?
It was easy.
Yeah.
And I feel, yeah, I feel like there was no issues.
Beautiful. No issues. We have been observing you and seeing you. You have no issues for the last so many months in these sessions. Sometimes I also have a cough, so I have also a speaking problem. So you also have it. So don't start analyzing, over-analyzing. No, I have a problem. That is why I'm not able to speak. So I also not able to speak when I have some problem. Problem is problem. So don't get worried about it. So we have, Vaibhav. Yes, Vaibhav. And then Sangeeta.
It was calm, like I was absorbed, relaxed.
Calm and absorbed. Very good. And how are you, Sangeeta?
सर बहुत पीसफुल है, एकदम absorbed है, अभी भी बात करने का मन नहीं कर रहा.
Beautiful. Remember and write in your mind, settle, assess, hold, absorb, samvad, recall, abide. These are the 8 steps we will follow in each of our session so that the things becomes very lucid and clear to you in every session. And we are talking about what exactly is satsang, why masters are saying satsang alone can lead you to detachment, to freedom from delusion, to a steadiness of the mind, to a deeper mindfulness, to an awakening. So we are understanding what exactly is what are the principles behind that word of satsang in our future lessons. That is all for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
That's legal.